There is panic and mayhem in Pakistan. They don't have any money. The UAE says, please give us back the $1 billion. Pakistan says we don't have the money. We can't give it back. It's an incredible situation. China has washed their hands off. And it's an incredible situation where Imran Khan is back with a bigger begging bowl before the world. Let's debate.
As India took the lead in ring-fencing China by addressing the leaders of Quad countries that include America, Australia and Japan,
we are united by our democratic values and our commitment to a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific.
Imran Khan was sweating in panic, not because of a global alliance against its best friend China, but because its so-called friend UAE wants Pakistan to pay back the loan of $1 billion.
Pakistan is in for a rude shock. This after UAE demanded that Pakistan returns $1 billion, an amount that they had taken as loan, which has been deposited with the State Bank of Pakistan. Pakistani authorities have now tried getting in touch with the Crown Prince, hoping that they would be given some more time before they could return the money.
An already debt-ridden Pakistan that is trying every trick in the book to get itself out of the FATF grey list has now been hit by UAE's demand to return the money. And as all attempts made to reach out to UAE, especially to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, have failed, the message should be clear. No amount of chaperoning will save Imran from its erstwhile friends in the Arab world. Let's debate.
Mona Alam, Sanju Verma, Sushil Pandit, General Bakshi, Kamar Chima, Hamid Khan. Mona, did you pay the money back? Did you give the UAE back the money that they are asking from you?
Is that for me?
Of course. I think I'll ask an Indian that question. I'm asking only Pakistanis that question. Did you return the money?
No,
Please
I think you should rather ask our respectful Indian panelists, because I've only heard this from you. And this is nowhere in sight. I don't know where have you made this news up from. There's no such thing ever exists. I mean, not here at all. Because rather, in fact, Prime Minister Imran Khan
What do you watch?
to be
Pakistan
a very good
TV?
friend of the UAE.
You watch
Crown
Pakistan
Prince.
TV, what can I expect? You know, you're going to, the problem with you is,
you can quote me,
Mona, that you have to pay $1 billion and the United Arab Emirates is asking for the money back.
No outlet is reliable. No.
Sanju will tell you, put you up to date. Mona, since you're not informed, it is my duty to bring the facts before you.
Yes, please do, because
Arnab, may I
Sanju, please enlighten Mona.
Where have you? Yes, I
please enlighten Mona.
Yeah. Where have you? Yes.
I just want to.
Please do.
Okay, Mona, let me bring some facts. Let me bring some facts before you and before the audience of Republic. Arnab, Pakistan today and its Prime Minister Imran Khan Niazi, they are rattled beyond words, and the reason is simple. Pakistan's overall GDP is less than $250 billion. And you'll be surprised to know that Pakistan's external debt alone is more than $115 billion. So every dollar matters to Pakistan, and both the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, they had given $3 billion each as line of credit. They've decided not to roll over that line of credit, which means Pakistan has now got to repay these loans of $3 billion each, tantamounting to $6 billion to United Arab Emirates and to Saudi Arabia. And interestingly, please let me finish. Interestingly, this is not about money. The problems have been brewing for the last 1.5 years or thereabouts. You all know that in August 2020, the United Arab Emirates decided to have full-fledged security, commercial and diplomatic relations with Israel after a long time. The only other two Muslim nations preceding UAE to have full-fledged diplomatic relations with Israel were Egypt and Jordan. And I think that is what rattled Pakistan.
These
and
things don't add
Pakistan
up. These
made
things don't
comments
add up.
which did not go down well with Islamic nations, particularly the likes of Saudi Arabia. Is it not true that Pakistan has been flirting brazenly with an alternative Islamic alliance that consists of three countries, Malaysia, Turkey and Iran? And
We are not
Pakistan has been
flirting with
told
anybody.
off
They
in
happen
as many
to be
words by
allies.
both UAE and Saudi Arabia.
They're our allies.
That do
I mean,
not
we
have
are
an
supposed to
alliance
take
with
all of
either
them together.
Malaysia, Turkey or Iran.
That doesn't
The
mean
point
we have
is,
any
the
dent
point is
in
you
our
run with the
relationships
hare
with
and
the
you hunt
Saudi or
with the
the UAE
hounds.
bloc.
You run with
That's
the
not
hare
true.
and you hunt with the hounds. I am not surprised
you
that
have
today
come up with
Pakistan's
a
condition
bogus,
is like
fictitious
a bit
news
of a
in the first
Trishanku.
place.
Na aap idhar ke ho,
This
na
is
aap udhar ke ho.
absolutely false.
Na
It's
aap
very
idhar ke ho,
misleading
na
for
aap
your
udhar
audience
ke
as
ho.
well, and
That
I
is
think this
the
is
You
intellectual
have been
dishonesty,
asked to
Arnab.
Yeah,
repay
1
money
minute.
to UAE
Mona,
and Saudi Arabia.
Mona, listen. Mona, I want to. Mona, I want to tell you this, that there is something
And
called.
let me tell you, UAE
There is
has
something
repatriated
called-
Hasn't ever
Pakistani
happened.
nationals.
There is Sanju, 1 minute, please. Let me get everyone in.
Country.
1.5
I want everyone to come in. I want Hamid Khan to come in with General Bakshi. Hamid Khan.
Where have you come up this?
Hamid
this
Khan.
entire
Yeah.
Hamid
booking
Khan.
from?
Hamid Khan.
Yeah.
You know, there is something called decency, जिसको उर्दू में कहते हैं शराफत, है ना? शरीफ लोग होते हैं, decent people, वो कोई जुबान देते हैं तो बात रखते हैं. अभी देखिए, बहुत शर्म की बात है, United Arab Emirates is having to tell you that please give us the $1 billion. This money was deposited with the State Bank of Pakistan. आप कह रहे हैं हम वापस नहीं देंगे क्योंकि हमें जरूरत है. This is madness. And actually, GD Bakshi, I'll tell you, in the history of the entire global economy, this kind of an embarrassing situation has never happened. Where Pakistan has taken, it doesn't have money to pay its debt. And Pakistan, every Pakistani right now has a debt of 1,75,000 rupees, a very serious situation. And you know, your finance minister has admitted that your government has violated the Fiscal Responsibility and Debt Ceiling Act. And you cannot pay back the money. Now, if you cannot pay back the money,
UAE is taking
you
back
get
that
the status
$1
of being a
billion
globally
it had
bankrupt
lended us.
country. 1 minute, please. There
Can
are
I reply
riders with
now?
this. General Bakshi will tell you.
Forging alliances with Malaysia,
No,
Turkey
you
and
can
Iran.
reply, but I just established
You
this
take
point to
money
you.
from the UAE, but you want
If
to
see,
have an
you are only you are
That
delaying
is
the
it.
inevitable.
You take money from
Turkey,
Saudi
Malaysia,
Arabia, but
You
don't
are
have an alliance with
delaying the
our
inevitable.
Malaysia.
And we will take all of them together. What does India have to do with this? This is our business.
You
This
are
is our
trying to
diplomatic
delay the
management, and
inevitable.
We're doing it brilliantly. We're doing it brilliantly.
No,
We're
no, but
taking
you
both the
no.
blocks
See, what will
together.
happen is what will happen, Hamid Khan, is that you can't.
You have
Hamid,
turned
either
into
today or
colony of
tomorrow,
China.
Hamid and
You
GD
just act
Bakshi,
like Munich
either
colony of
today or
China.
tomorrow, you will be globally bankrupt. I truly think it is better for you to declare yourself bankrupt and get assistance.
No, but
I am asking Hamid Khan to be on the screen with General Bakshi.
Chinese alone.
Yes, Hamid Khan, yeah.
Thanks.
Anand,
Mona, let me speak
Yes.
something, please. Mona, let me say something, please.
Which has turned into
Okay. Okay. Arnab, thank you very much for having me again. The thing is, first of all, this news which you are basing this program is not authentic news at all. It is one of the fake news which you are spreading all the time from Indian media houses, whether it is Z News, ANI,
it's
or
all
other
over the
channels.
place.
Secondly,
I'll
I
let
would
it
like
be,
to
Hamid.
say
You come to the
that
point.
$1 billion, okay, that secondly, $1 billion is not even 5% of our reserves at the moment. Third thing is that, I mean, Pakistan, if Pakistan is paying back its debts, it will strengthen our economy. If we will be more self-reliant, it will be helping us. We don't want anybody to give us loan. We don't need
So why don't
anybody's
you pay
loan.
it?
Pakistan is paying back. Pakistan is paying back to everybody. And whatever you are saying, it is against the international laws that any country would ask money within the notice
So
of
have you
24
paid back the
hours.
$1 billion
That never
to the
happens.
UAE?
That never
Have you
happens.
paid back the $1 billion to the UAE, please? GD Bakshi
Yes,
must.
of
GD
course.
Bakshi, let him clarify that if
Of
it
course
doesn't
we
matter
can
to
pay.
you. Have you
Of
paid
course-
back?
Of course.
Have
we
you?
can
Then
pay.
why don't
Yes,
you pay
of
back
course
UAE
we
the
can
money
pay
instead of
back.
being made
Excuse me.
humiliated in this manner globally?
It is not
GD
a-
Bakshi, please.
It is a.
Excuse me.
Yes, we can pay
GD
back
Bakshi.
easily because it is
It's
only
a very embarrassing
5%
situation
of
for you. I
our
understand that. GD Bakshi.
reserves.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Hamid, we've heard you very patiently. Now listen to the other side. Look, there are very few, countries in the world, all countries in the world have an army. But Pakistan is one of those God-benighted states where the army owns a country, right? And that has been the bane of Pakistan and its economy. Paul Kennedy in his magnum opus, The Rise and Fall of Great Powers, he highlighted the fact that over-militarized states, and he gave the examples of Germany and Austria, Hungary, they tend to collapse because of imperial overreach and imperial overstretch.
Yeah.
Your problem is worse than what Austria, Germany ever had in their life cycle. Listen to me carefully. I'm trying to tell you that you have been subjected to imperial overstretch and overreach in trying to militarily match up to India with a 5 times your size of your budget, your entire budget, 5 times that size we have our economy. In doing so, you have been desperately short of cash, but your army, despite what PM Imran Khan said, insisted upon buying new toys. They insisted upon buying the Swedish, airborne warning and control aircraft. Terribly expensive. They wanted JF-17 Thunder jets.
Yeah.
No. Let me just finish. I'll just finish. I'd like to hear you. I'd like to hear you.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying what I'm trying to say is that your army is your bane. If today you are on the brink of economic collapse, you may admit it, you may not. It will become apparent to the whole world. It is because your armed forces run your country like a fiefdom. May I have your views, please?
I will tell you.
No,
Thank you.
if I may,
General Bakshi, it could be.
General Bakshi, if I may, Hamidji.
Yeah.
May I please come in,
Yeah.
Arnab?
It could be General Bakshi.
Hamidji, I just want to. I was actually, when I was listening to you, I became very concerned. I became very concerned, and I'll tell you why. I'm very concerned because you said this is only 5 to 10% of our foreign reserves, 1 billion, which means you are trying to actually reveal the truth. Sushil, the truth is very of matter of great concern. 1 minute, please. Sushil and Kamarchima. Matter of great concern. If the reality is that the foreign reserves of a country like Pakistan, according to the confession of Hamid Khan on the program, are only anywhere between 10 to 15 billion dollars, then truly this is not a country. In our country, we have about 30, 40 unicorns, startups which have become unicorns, which have a greater valuation.
Yes.
And just to put things in perspective, if they're a country, they call themselves a country. I mean, Reliance would have a market valuation of over 150 to 200 billion dollars. This country, 1 minute. Point is, I think they need a loan. They are a country with the economic scale of a small company.
All the time.
They are a country in India, mid-sized company has an economic scale bigger than that of Pakistan. Sushil, ये reality है. It's a reality.
Superiority complex.
Absolutely.
Don't laugh like that.
Superiority complex.
It's a
I'll draw your
reality.
attention to
Our
one
companies
miracle
are
that
bigger than your
Pakistan
economy. It's absurd.
Oh, come on, man.
Sushil,
We are having a struggling economy.
Arnab, which is what
Listen,
which is what
we are
makes
having a
Pakistan
struggling
a bit
economy.
of a miracle. And
but
let me tell you in the two short
we will
points.
fix you if
Two
you will do
short
any
points,
misadventure. Trust me on that.
Chima, hear me out.
We may be
two short
having a-
points. I'm
We may be
pushing your
having a
case.
troubling economy.
Pakistan is
but
a
we will
miracle.
Fix you
Is
if
a
you will go
modern
for
day
any
miracle
misadventure.
today.
Mark my words.
No country
This is our
this
economy.
size,
We are
no
working day
country
and
with
night
this
to
large
make
a
it a better
population and
economy.
this large an
We were
area
fighting a war against
till date
terrorism
has
when the
lived
world
for
was
so many decades on
enjoying the
soft
benefits
loans and
of the
handouts.
globalization and the
Pakistan
economic
has.
liberalization.
And it has so long
We were
lived on
fighting
these
terrorism
handouts that
sponsored by
it
your
has
country.
today grown a
Now
sense
we
of
are back to the
entitlement
track.
about them.
Economy will
When
flourish
people start
because of COVID,
asking
things
back
were
for
not
their
good.
money,
Your economy
Pakistan
was
begins to
minus
look
9%
confused.
in COVID-19.
For all
Don't
these
give us
years,
lectures,
these
for God's
handouts
sake.
were taken for
Every
granted.
country.
And point
Don't you
number
get
two
aid?
is
Don't you get donations from
Pakistan
across the
has
world?
also grown
India
a
is getting
skill
loans from
skill
across the
of
world.
biting the hand that
From
feeds
all
them.
the countries you
Whether
are
it
getting
is
loans.
America,
What did you
I
say
think
about
you are not-
COVID-19?
you not read.
whether it is
Kamar,
United Arab
Kamar,
Emirates,
Kamar, Kamar, what did you say about COVID-19?
That
1 minute, Kamar, Kamar, 1 minute.
All the time.
Kamar, what did you
And
say
are
about
giving us
COVID-19?
lectures.
Aren't you thankless?
Country
Aren't
which
you
is
absolutely
having
thankless?
economy
Aren't you
minus
absolutely
9%
thankless?
is telling
You are
the
going to be
neighboring
getting
country to do
you are
better.
going to be getting
You are
45
7
million
times bigger
doses
than
of
Pakistan. Your
COVID-19
economy is
vaccines
not
from
that
India
bigger than
free.
us. The
You
only
should be
thing is
grateful
you
for
are
the
more
rest
in
of your
number.
life.
That's the only advantage.
What a
And that's
shameless,
the only quality
what a
you
shameless
have.
response.
Your quality
I
is
thought you
not
would
very
only
full
come
of
to the
money.
program today with your hands
The
folded.
quality is
And you will say
that
to
you
all
are
of us,
big in
thank you
number,
for saving
you have
us.
produced
Mona,
more kids,
is this,
more
I mean,
population.
completely indecisive?
That
कोई
is
शराफत नहीं
you,
है?
my friend.
Free में we are giving you vaccines, we are saving you. We are the world's largest supplier of COVID vaccines. Sanju, I'm shocked. There is no thankfulness. There is no gratefulness.
Gratefulness
from them.
Your people are going to get Indian-made vaccines. You should be grateful, man.
That is through the GAVI.
You should be grateful.
Don't misquote. Don't mislead your
You
audience
should be
again.
grateful.
Please don't be spreading lies through your TV
You have to be immensely grateful. We are giving you COVID vaccines free. Sanju, please tell them.
And one more thing, please,
May I
please. No. You've pointed out. No,
I
ma'am,
want to
please.
come in, Arnab. May I please make my point?
Yeah, but for
This lady is
45 million
being
Pakistanis will now get inoculated with
If
Indian-made
India has
vaccines.
exported-
Forever be grateful. Forever be grateful.
Can I say something,
She's referring to
Arnab?
me, so I really want to hear what
No.
she has to say.
I mean, I don't understand
Sanju.
why I'm not being allowed to make my point
Sanju
here.
and Mona.
Yeah, I want to hear her.
This
out.
lady
Yes, please.
seems to have no clue of what she's talking. You are clueless, madam, whoever you are. India has given more than 48 million doses of COVID vaccine via the COVAX facility to countries as diverse as Barbados, Botswana, Belgium, Canada, Nepal, Mauritius, Pakistan, what have you.
Stop blowing
So
your
you are
fake
thankless,
trumpet,
but I'm
madam
not
spokesperson.
surprised because that is
Madam
who you are.
spokesperson,
That is
please
who you
stop
are.
blowing your trumpet.
Pakistan is thankless, and that is
I've only
precisely
said-
the
I've
reason
only said
even
in
Muslim
case you
nations
are
like
not
UAE
able to hear
and
me,
Saudi Arabia
in case
have
you have a
completely
hearing problem,
shunned you.
I've only
Tell
said
me
that
why
we've
have
asked that
so many
facility
people been
through the
deported from
Global
UAE
Alliance
to
for
Pakistan?
Vaccines. I've not
Pakistan
stated
gets
anything
$5
which is
billion
against the
as
truth and
remittances
facts.
from UAE
So
every
don't-
year.
no,
Now those
don't
remittances
come-
won't
don't come
happen,
lecturing
which
me.
means you will
Don't
not be
come
getting
lecturing me.
close to 25% of your foreign exchange reserves. You will be going
Keep
back
going
to
on.
China with a begging bowl.
This is
Pakistan
your
today
right.
is a satellite
Keep going on with the
municipality
rat-
of China.
Keep
You have
going
been
on.
colonized by China. Whereas
I'm
look
wrapping
at
it up.
India.
I'm wrapping
UAE
it up.
and
Mona.
India have an annual
Let me know
trade of
once you're done.
$16
Mona should
billion.
respond. 1 second.
UAE is India's
Sanju,
third
now let
largest-
Mona respond to you. I think you made your point
third
very well.
largest exporter
Gee,
in
thank
terms
you very
of
much,
oil and
madam.
remittances.
I have only said I've quoted
You know
nothing
what?
which is
Our
against the
foreign
truth and
exchange
facts.
reserves are just
Why are
shy
you-
of $600
Why are
billion.
you-
Our foreign exchange
Sanju,
reserves
please let her make a point, please. Thank you, Sanju.
more than your foreign
You-
exchange
Sanju, let her.
reserves.
Sanju, let
Our
her.
My
economy
point,
is
let me
almost
come
10
in.
times bigger than yours.
At least hear
So
out
please
the
don't
anchor.
come here
Please,
and
please
start
respect the anchor.
taking a higher
He's
than
asking you to please stay quiet
thou
and calm.
holier than
Let
thou
me come in.
attitude.
Please,
It
thank
does
you
not
very much.
behove you to take a high moral ground.
No, not about that. We are not talking
First,
about
thank
moral
the
grounds.
Modi
I think
government.
you have
First,
misheard me.
thank the Modi government for getting COVID vaccines.
Why the
Will
hell
you
should
have
I
the
thank the Modi
graciousness to
government?
thank
It's
Prime
because the
Minister
global
Narendra Modi
alliance
and
for
his
vaccines
government
that we are
for
getting this
deciding
facility.
to
What are you
aid
saying?
Pakistan on
This is a
humanitarian grounds,
UK-made
despite
vaccine.
the fact
The
that you are
AstraZeneca
the
is a
mothership of
UK-made
terror.
drug. It is
You have
their
been
formula.
isolated by the
You are
OIC.
only
You have been
manufacturing it
isolated
because
by
you do it
UAE. You
cheaper
have been
than the rest of the
isolated by
world.
Saudi Arabia.
Please
And
get
what
the
are you
facts
doing? doing, you're trying to forge an alliance with Malaysia, with Turkey, with Iran.
Stop trying to
Pakistani
bulldoze
nationals
me.
are being deported
Don't
every
try to
single day from
bulldoze
UAE.
me
What is
here.
Imran Khan's foreign policy? Nothing. It's a big zero.
GD Bakshi is
Can
also
you
on the
even
debate. Thank
distinguish
you.
between millions
I want to
and
bring
billions?
GD Bakshi
Do
in.
you know what Pakistan's
GD
daily
Bakshi is on the
debt
debate.
to the
GD Bakshi.
CPEC?
1 minute,
14 billion.
Sanju wants. I want to bring in GD Bakshi. GD and Ahmed. GD and Kamarchima, please. Please. But please return the money.
I have only one
My
point
only
to make.
concern is
I
you have to
only
return the money.
Why do we?
You can't keep having a free lunch. Yes.
I have only one point. GD Bakshi, I will say only one point. Pakistan is never, ever gonna bankrupt. You can write it down. It will be your dream and you can have that dream all your life. Pakistan is
But
gonna
you
get
already are.
stronger and stronger
It's
every
happened.
No,
day.
we got you.
Pakistan
No, we got you.
economic
You are gonna
growth
get
is gonna
bankrupt.
be the
You
best.
are
Can I
bankrupt.
answer?
And you have to see the facts.
Hamid,
With,
can I
Pakistan's
answer
feedback,
that?
Pakistan's
Thank you.
over.
Thank you. Can I
Pakistan's
answer
all
that? You
projects,
made a
you will see
valid point.
in next 3 years, Pakistan's GDP growth will be more than 8 to 9%.
Okay.
Just write it
We
down
got
right now.
Excellent. Oh, good for you. Now listen to what I'm saying. Listen carefully. I'm a student of military history, and the Soviet Union never thought that it is going to collapse the way it did in 1990. With not a
That is
single
something
shot
India
being
needs
fired.
to learn,
Please read
that
history.
India is not
a
thinking it's
single
gonna
shot
collapse.
being fired.
India's gonna
Not
collapse.
a single shot being fired. The Soviet Union was flushed down the tube of history. I'm sorry, but that is the fate that is awaiting you, because of the simple fact that you
Okay, I
have
must
been,
get
your
Sushil also in,
military
please.
has been spending at the
I
cost
think-
of your nation. At the cost of your nation.
GD Bakshi,
You
I
tried to
think-
build up an alliance
Sushil.
with Turkey. You tried
Sushil
to edge out your-
Sushil and Kamar will end the debate.
Saudi
Sushil and Kamar.
Yes.
I think one point not highlighted is that they are in this situation,
You have borrowed
this
from
current
China
state,
to pay
because
back
they are on the
loan
FATF
you
list
took
for failing to
from
stop
Saudi
money
Arabia.
laundering and terror financing. The day they stop money laundering and terror financing, things can change in Pakistan. Sushil, they are avoiding that core issue on this debate.
Pakistan
Arnab.
may get into
I
the
have
blacklist
said in
of
many
FATF
programs.
in June.
More than that, they have made a practice of biting the hand that feeds them all the time, which is why their benefactors are calling back for their money. Whether it is US, whether it is Saudi Arabia, whether it is UAE or any other friend, they are getting reduced to being friendless all over the world because they have turned
No, do you know,
biting
are
the
you
hand
aware-
that feeds them into
are
a
you
virtue.
aware, Mr. Sushil, that
They
the
think it is
UAE
a skill.
Crown Prince happens to be a great
And they are
friend of our
practicing
Prime
this
Minister.
skill
So you
with
need not worry.
gain
You
abandon.
don't have to be spokespersons of
That
the
is what it
UAE
is.
Because their crown
We
prince
don't
is
have
a
to
great
worry.
friend
We
of
just
our
have to
Prime
cancel
Minister.
your lease and reclaim
Don't
our
Well,
worry
I-
land.
all. That
You have
program, that
abused
facility
the
has
privileges
been
we had offered to
extended
you
for
in
1 year,
1947.
which is against all the facts.
Well, I
and
think,
all
I
the
think, I
laws
think,
Not
that
at all.
I
is
think,
placed in this
you know,
program.
we'll put out
That
a
program has
detailed
been
piece on why
extended by 1
Pakistan is
year.
in this current state on republicworld.com over the weekend, which is the fastest digital news site in the country today, republicworld.com. And viewers, I'll see you on the Sunday debate. Till then, thank you for watching. Good night and goodbye.